Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you.
Happy
We are so
Monday.
glad you joined us this morning on the This Way Network on the chat session. There is my co host Rodney. I'm Nina, and we have the Schwartzbarts with us today. I'm so excited to have y'all back because we have so much to catch up on.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, y'all have been everywhere and doing everything, and Rodney has something special to talk about. So I'm
Yep.
going to get my little tiny thing out of the
No,
way
it's
first.
big. It's a big
Oh,
thing.
well, compared to what y'all have been doing, it's tiny. But my birthday is tomorrow.
Hey,
Yay.
happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. And I actually celebrated last Friday. I invited a lot of friends to come meet me at a restaurant. And I decided to have a theme because y'all, by the time you get to be this age, you have to be able to laugh at yourself, and life is more fun if you can.
Mhm.
So the theme was Escape from Shady Pines. Anybody here get the reference to Shady Pines?
Oh,
Only because I
All
saw
right.
your broadcast yesterday, so I won't spill it. No, I didn't know what it was at the time.
All right.
Wow.
Well, if you remember the TV show The Golden Girls, uh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
oldest character, Sophia, had been at Shady Pines retirement home
That's right.
and escaped and came to live with her daughter Dorothy. And of course, Dorothy was frequently threatening her mother with having to go back to Shady Pines.
Ah,
So I decided it would be great if we had an escape from Shady Pines theme. And I invited all my friends to dress up with me like little old ladies from a retirement home who were escaping to go out and have lunch.
Wow.
Yeah, and several of my friends really took it and ran with it. It was fantastic. We
wonderful.
laughed and had such a great time. And even the ones who didn't dress up, because some of them are still working, and I didn't want them to have to go back to work looking like that. And they didn't want that either. So we just told them, oh, y'all are the chaperones that came with us from Shady Pines to keep us out of
Wow.
trouble.
that's so fun.
But yes, we had a fantastic time. And even better than that, toward
Mm-hmm.
the end, God has a way of doing things no matter what
Wow.
you're doing. And he placed a couple of people sitting next to each other at the table. There were not assigned seats or anything. This was just random. But he placed two people next to each other, one who needed healing and one who has the gift of healing.
Wow.
And suddenly her
Wonderful.
hands became hot, which is a sign to her that somebody nearby needs healing. And she just turned to the person next to her and said, my hands are hot. Would you happen to need healing? And she said, yes, I do. And so
And they
they
were,
prayed together, and God started that process right there in front of us.
Wow.
You
Wow.
should
oh,
have
we lost
seen the
the,
tears of gratitude. It was fantastic.
wow.
That's
The one who
wonderful.
needed healing was the one who needed the healing a stranger from the one who offered the healing?
They knew each other, but had not seen each other in many, many years.
Wow, wow,
I
wow,
like that.
wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
God, things.
That's
That's a
huge.
beautiful thing. Nina, you know what? We need to have some of your girlfriends on and have them and just kind of reminisce and act. I think because to share the pictures, I think that would just be wonderful. I think that would be
I
wonderful.
will. I tell you what, I will. Because Rodney, you know how to get them up on screen, and I don't.
Yep.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
technically illiterate, y'all. So,
No.
Rodney, I'm going to send you those pictures. I'll tell you what. I'll send you some while we're talking over text
Oh,
message.
okay.
If
I'll
you
see
can
if
get
I
them
can.
up today, great. And if you
I'll see
can't,
if
then
I
we'll
can
save
pop
them
them
for
up.
next week.
Okay. Okay. Well, my big news. I actually was. Actually, I received an award. I received a wonderful, wonderful award this weekend, and I am actually part of uh, the Radio Suerte family, and I actually had this wonderful where I'm in the background. I'm sorry about that, but there were pictures of us, all of us together. But it was a great, great time. We had a big celebration, and I got my award. Da, 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 this
Wow.
beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yes, and it's got wings and it's heavy. It is solid brass. This thing is heavy as an Oscar. I mean, this is I have to admit, this is one of the nicest awards that I have received. So big thank you to Radio Suerte and Maria and Victor and some of the other broadcasters and people who meant so much to her, and the family, to be a part of it. Everybody showed up. There were family members there and well-wishers and people calling and stuff. And again, big thank you to 90.3 Radio Suerte here in Garden Grove, California.
That's huge. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well earned, bud.
And I know that you guys have got big
Fantastic.
news. So when the Schwartzbarts are back, there's got to be good news.
Where do we begin?
I
We're gonna
know.
ramble.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, y'all have been there and back several times.
Right.
Yeah, God is good. Yeah.
You want to hear about art first, or ministry, or law enforcement?
Oh my
or,
goodness, I don't even know where to
film?
begin. Well, let's take
I
it
know.
in chronological order since the last time you were here. So what happened
We lost
first?
the audio.
We
Thank you.
our internet is spotty.
We can
I don't
hear
know if you
you.
can still hear us.
Yes,
hear
we
us?
can still hear you. Yes.
And we cannot.
Okay, good. We lost y'all for a minute, but I guess we're back now. You can hear
Oh,
us?
good.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were saying?
So let's take it chronologically.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
That's
So
easy.
from the last time you were here,
Yes.
what has happened since then? So what happened first?
Okay. So to the extent that I remember when we were last with y'all, probably the last major thing was we went to Nashville, Driving Fast and Saving Lives since 2001, starring Rodney and Tere and Larry Wilcox and Dean Cain and Council Member John Lee and Mayor John Lewis and bunches of hoodlums in various states of repentance and it's a big compilation of the last 20 years of ministry for Motor Gospel. Driving Fast and Saving Lives since 2001 was nominated for a Red Letter Award. And so we went to Nashville for the Red Letter Awards. We didn't win anything, but it was a beautiful event. And our buddy Ian Ayer won really big. So we were happy to celebrate with him. He's a stuntman, engineer, choreographer. He choreographs like car crashes and explosions and things like that. Really high level stuff. But I digress. So we're there in Nashville, mostly for vacation for the Red Letter Awards. And the first day we drove by something called the Willie Nelson Museum. And we didn't know there was a Willie Nelson Museum. And if I had ever guessed there was a Willie Nelson Museum, I wouldn't have expected it to be in Opryland. I would have expected it to be in Texas. But there we are in Opryland. There's the Willie Nelson Museum. I've been shredding Willie Nelson for 40 years in country bars from before I was a Christian. And, more recently on the sidewalk every Friday night when I do sidewalk evangelism, I give away free Bibles and I shred sanitized versions of Guns N' Roses and Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner and Van Halen and Willie Nelson. And so I played them a little sample of my rough cut FB live stream shredding, not very good quality on the audio or the video. And they said, "Oh, that's really cool." And I said, "I would love to be able to play in front of a wall of Willie Nelson's platinum records." And they were like, "Well, yeah, bring it." And I didn't have any of my gear or anything with me. The keytar that has been like an extension of my body. I've been playing keyboards since the womb, but this particular keytar that you've heard me play is unique amongst all the keyboards I've ever owned. It's like an extension of my body, but it's an obsolete model. They don't make them anymore. You don't buy those anywhere. A rental agency 15 minutes from the Willie Nelson Museum had this specific keytar waiting for me, even though we were on vacation. Speaking of how God kind of orchestrates, no pun, right? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So we went from on vacation with no particular agenda to recording at the Willie Nelson Museum with the exact keytar that's like an extension of my body. Within 24 hours, we were in and out. And we have, so far from that, we have two beautiful recordings, Georgia on my mind. And what I do with keytar, as y'all are probably aware, is totally not what it was designed for. It was a bubblegum pop plastic toy from the 80s, push buttons like a video game or a pinball machine or something. Nothing with any kind of soul to it, an impersonal plastic box of microchips. But my influences are BB King and Carlos Santana and Dwayne Allman and everything with feel and soul. Roberta Flack, Billie Holiday. So I do things with the keytar that nobody ever intended to be done. Nobody ever expected soul to come out of a keytar. And so the Georgia on my mind is, if you could imagine Willie Nelson asking B.B. King to sit in on a Ray Charles song. I'm no B.B. King, but I like to think that I did homage to what it would sound like if Willie Nelson had asked B.B. King to sit in on a Ray Charles song. And you can hear that on YouTube. And then the other one is we produced a commercial for the Willie Nelson Museum featuring my shredding Whiskey River without any lyrics that would be displeasing to the Lord. Purely just instrumental. So that was Nashville. And then went to Dallas for the Content 2024 film festival. Content is a big Christian film festival. Driving Fast and Saving Lives since 2001 wouldn't be a reality if not for Content that I've gone to several years now and pitched. And it's now monetized on Tubi and Stash TV. It's free to the viewer to watch, but for every view, Motor Gospel Ministries 501c3 anti-street racing campaign gets a fraction of a penny into the 501c, even though it's free to the viewer. It sounds almost too good to be true, but it's the Lord worked it into a position. None of this is a result of my careful planning. I'm a ditzy creative, as you all know. I'm not a planner. I'm not a military organized type person, and for the Lord to orchestrate something to where we can honestly advertise people, this is free to you, and yet you are supporting charity by watching a free movie. That's an offer nobody can refuse. If it's legitimate, and it is legitimate in our case.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was Content, and then Texas, Dallas, and we thought that was going to be our big travel event of the year. And then while we were on the road, we got notified from Tuscany that the International Police Award Arts Festival chose Driving Fast and Saving Lives since 2001 as the best full-length documentary in the world in 2024. Yeah.
Wow. In the world.
Yes. Yeah. It's international. And the International Police Award Arts Festival has its own backstory. I'll try and make it brief. A man called Colonel Orazio Anania, distinguished himself amongst his peers in something called the Carabinieri. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of this authentically, but the Carabinieri, we knew nothing about Italy prior to 2 months ago. But apparently the Carabinieri are the national Italian military police that keep the peace nationwide. All local police forces are under the authority of the Carabinieri. And in this Carabinieri, a man called Orazio Anania rose up to the rank of colonel, which is like number 2 cop in all of Italy nationwide in this elite military police force. He distinguished himself for his vigorous engagement of the mafia and terrorists in Italy. There's no nice Christianese word for badass. This dude is a badass. He's you don't fight the mafia in Sicily and survive and have your family survive without being pretty tough, right? So this tough guy, it turns out, is like a Renaissance man. He loves poetry, and he loves ballet, and he loves fine art, and he loves film. And he creates something called the International Police Award Arts Festival 28 years ago. And as a full-time gunslinger combating terrorism and the mafia, including, this is one of my favorite parts, including putting corrupt politicians in prison if they were complicit with the mafia. He not only went after the bad guys with the guns, he went after the bad guys in City Hall that were on the take. He's been draining the swamp in Italy for 28 years as the number 2 cop nationwide in the military police force that governs Italy. So this guy is a Renaissance man. Even though he's a real tough guy, he forms this award 28 years ago, International Police Award Arts Festival, and they've given out that award to anybody and everybody that's had anything to do with building bridges with law enforcement in the community. Hollywood movie actors, painters, fine artists, ballet dancers, musicians, poets, singers, rappers, all kinds of people. So we went to Tuscany not having any idea that this was coming. It sounded almost too good to be true, only it was all real. It wasn't too good to be true. They treated us like royalty. We were the only ones there from Hollywood. There were people there from Dubai, Mumbai, Peru, Albania, Czechoslovakia, Poland,
Wow.
Italy, of course, New Zealand, Iceland. One of the guys from the Lord of the Rings, the little macho guys with the battle axes and stuff. They're little warriors.
Yeah, the hobbits.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
the dwarves. You're
I
talking
guess
about
I don't know.
dwarves.
I don't know.
Dwarf.
Okay, they're little
Yeah.
macho guys with like battle axes and beards and stuff. They're
That's
mighty men.
the dwarfs. Yeah.
Dwarf. Okay, so
Okay.
the guy who's like the head dwarf from Lord of the Rings was there. We didn't recognize him without the costume on, but
I
so pretty major league stuff. But we were the only ones from Hollywood, and Colonel Anania, treated us like royalty. We had an amazing time in Tuscany, seeing a different little 1,000-year-old village like every day that we were there. And these little villages are like castles. Each village is like a castle. Y'all may know more than I do. We had never been to Italy, but wine and cheese and art and fashion and all kinds of wonderful stuff in the countryside. And at the end of it all, Colonel Anania announced that he is now going worldwide. He's opening an office for the International Police Award Arts Festival after 28 years. He's opening an office in each of 6 or 8 strategic locations around the globe. And he asked if I would lead the Hollywood International Police Award Arts Festival.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are now I'm now the
Congrats.
president. Thank you, sir. Yeah, the Hollywood office of the International Police Award Arts Festival, and our little Premio Apoximeno. It's a naked dude. Sorry for the nakedness, but this is somehow meaningful. And it's like David, the big statue or whatever. Meaningful in Premio Apoximeno. Yeah. Best long documentary film, Driving Fast and Saving Lives since 2001. And they didn't fit on there, starring Rodney Allen Rip.
But they could have. They could have.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, man. Aaron, that is a well-deserved award.
Thank you, sir.
You've been working hard on that project for a long time. And having the collection of people that you did involved in the project and the impact, literally the impact in the community because all around the nation, every city is dealing with people doing these, exhibition driving and doing things on the streets, and people are being injured. Lives are being ripped apart because of lawlessness. And again, you being a race car driver, all of the places, all of the tracks and all the opportunities. And a lot of times some people just don't want to go to a sanctioned racetrack because that it's real competition there. There are real racers there.
Yes.
And they got real setups, real power, real, they got it all. And people don't want to get their feelings hurt because there's some fast people out there, be it going straight line or going through ovals like you like to race. And, it's a big difference. And so we appreciate you for everything you're doing. And so did you get any of your art out there, Tere? Did you get to showcase any of your art or anything?
I did. Was not expecting, but the last minute I was packing our luggage when Aaron came and told me somehow he found out that they have a gallery. They have also an exhibition there, international. And so I think he contacted the colonel, and then he actually said bring some art. And so I went and then put some pieces in the luggage. I had to bring another one and put it all together. So it was only a few pieces and small pieces, but it was a wonderful experience to have the art there. And the reaction of the people that they had is like, what is this? Because I chose to take my I don't know if you remember the Marañones.
Oh,
And
yes, of course.
I do.
The
Yes.
fruit. The fruit.
yeah, the fruit, exactly. And so that is actually that cashew fruit, which is that people don't know that it's only one nut per fruit. And, it take like hundreds of fruit to get like a few pounds because it's
Yes. Yes.
small, and then it is a lot of work and labor for the people who work in the industry.
Hold on,
So
hold on. Terry, you had explained this, and for some of you out there, Teddy was talking about these Mariones, and so there are these big like gourds, which actually you get the almond from. Is it the almond?
the
The
Cashew.
cashew.
nut,
The cashew, and
cashew.
so they have a whole pickup truck load of an entire pickup truck bed load of these things, and it's just enough to make one can of cashews that we enjoy because
Correct.
it
Wow.
and then you would also say that there's a process where they have to burn them to separate them, and the smoke is toxic. It can
Exactly.
really
It's toxic.
it can harm you.
Right.
So it takes a whole lot. So the reason why cashews cost so much is because of the process, and it's a lot of effort to get a can of cashews. So that was pretty amazing.
Exactly. And then it has so it is good for you. It has so many vitamins. And then where I come from, they call it the vitamin of the brain, because they said that it helped people for the memory. I don't know. I eat them, but I'm not really buying them for eat it every day. It's quite expensive, but I made the effort to keep a pounds when I do my exhibition to give it away to people, because everybody know cashew. Cashew fruit nuts are or seed, we call them. They are original from Latin America, as probably you remember, and they are from there. They were sent. They were extended to Africa and Asia and India. Most of the tropical climates. And of course, with the right now they have a way to create new fruit with technology, but in the old time only with the climate will help to produce the nuts. Yeah.
Hey, Tere, and so you actually have, I mean, pieces that I've had the honor of actually going to I believe it was the White Gallery that was in, what was that? It was over
Montrose College.
Montrose. Yeah, the White Gallery. You had a great exhibition there, and you've had pieces on display, and your pieces are actually for sale, or people can get little lithographs. Is that
Right.
true?
Yeah. Yes. I can. I sell prints and postcards, and then the originals of this particular project. I'm not selling them because
Right.
it seems like I have to keep them. But although I do sell small pieces that I had created in the past, and I still have some. Right now, I have an exhibition in Instituto Cervantes of Los Angeles. Instituto Cervantes is a school of a Spanish school from Spain. It's part of the government of Spain, who has this project trying to teach formal Spanish here in Los Angeles, because we are a melting pot, and really I don't know. I have sometimes kind of difficult to understand some people because they come from all part of the Latin America or the world and learn Spanish. Well, the mission of this school is to teach formal Spanish. And so, yeah, and so I have an exhibition that actually it will be done this coming Thursday. It's been there for a month. So if it's anybody's in the area, it is right behind Universal Studios, right there where the studios are. So it's kind of fun area, and so if it's anybody familiar with the area, is I think the address is 3375 Barham Boulevard, and it's a school, so the hours are kind of a little tricky from 9 to 3. But they're very happy to show the people who come to see the art there. So so
and
that's what I am right now. And
that's wonderful, Terry. And I actually had the pleasure of being at the LA Unified School District Arts Festival, which this was a district-wide
that's beautiful.
display of all of the arts, the performing arts, the visual arts, the music, everything was at. And there are a lot of people don't realize the LA Unified School District is the second largest school district in the country, 650,000 kids. And the arts program is a really major part of it because it's all about expression. And we're so honored to have that. And so, your wonderful presents are actual great gifts because we are here on the edge of Christmas and the holidays are kicking in. And so I saw some people saying, Merry Christmas. They're already getting into the move. Back at you, Christmas. There you go. Motor Gospel says Merry Christmas. And that's awesome. And so we're
Happy
seeing
Hanukkah. You see that?
Yeah, that's right. Happy Hanukkah, all that, Kwanzaa, all the good things. And so
now, Tere, I heard you say you've got some postcards. Have you got like greeting cards, or what else have you got that people would want to purchase as Christmas presents?
I do have a greeting card. Yeah, can I have those?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I had this. Is I don't know if you can see it.
Yes. Oh, those are beautiful.
No, I have a different kind now. I have this is the cashew yellow. It is too.
Yes.
And these are mangoes. See?
Oh, those are beautiful.
Mangoes again.
Beautiful
pieces.
Much better looking than what we have in the store here.
Yeah. So I don't think I have the red one. So I'm gonna grab the.
You want me to? Okay, one moment.
So Aaron's gonna bring some more colorful one. He brought that more like a yellow color. We need red. I love red.
Oh wow. yes.
And I have to. I remember being there, seeing all of these vibrant colors and all of your artwork in the gallery, and all of them are different. They weren't the same. And you had a pretty amazing story that you had shared with us that you're not an artist. You weren't really so much trained. And the Lord just kind of put it on you, and you kind of worked your way into art, and you grew, and the Lord blessed you and gave you that talent. And now you also went to Japan. Didn't you go and have a display in Japan?
Yes, I did. I have a Japan not only in the museum in Metropolitan Art Museum in Tokyo, and I have one exhibition there last year, and the other one I had it in the Embassy of El Salvador in Tokyo. So the government of El Salvador seemed to support me with this, and which is very fun, And then actually, this exhibition that I have at Instituto Cervantes, that place was found by them, by the counselor of El Salvador from Los Angeles, and they contact me, and so I brought this project is very kind of unique because they asked me what did it mean to Salvadorians be outside, of the country and how they represent the country. And I'm like, well, we never thought about that because when I left, I was not going to represent my country. It was a very difficult time that I just unexpectedly has to leave. And so, but it was all plans by the Lord, because if it wasn't by him, I would not be here. And so the new government is totally different. It's for the people. At least that's what I see right now. I don't know. Things can change. Men's, and we have a different excitement. Change. As a human beings, we're emotional people. We can change from moments to another.
Right.
So I don't know, but I pray that everything will be okay in the future for the country. It's been through a lot, and so they being very supportive, and they want to the young generation to be appreciative of fine art, because it seems like everybody think art is not important, but art is everywhere. My calling was like the Lord basically said to me, because I was a little girl, I used to think, oh, I wish I can do this. And then I grew up pretty much here in America and thinking, oh, I would love to paint. I would like to do this, but I really have guess I didn't had being. I thought it would not be for me because I was an adult and I would not be doing anything well. Well, when the Lord said, stop dreaming and go and paint. So I enrolled into school and I'm back to school, learning everything, history and all that. And here I am. You know, the Lord opened the door for me to not just to go into travel to other countries, but here in the community. I started helping young people to focus and what they would like to do. And if they like art, just go ahead and do art. And then we did several exhibition with the young people there. And now I just been focused on my art, myself, because that's what the Lord said. Now it is your time. 2020 came and God was saying, no, this is your time. And I was not going to paint the cashew fruit, but I was like, who like that? But when I saw people being interested and said, we didn't know there was only one nut per fruit. So that was very surprisingly that not a lot of people know. Only, the ones who grow up with it or those who travel, and see all the tropical fruit. And I not just paint marañones or cashew fruit. I paint, other kind of fruit, like the tropical fruit. And so, and it's a fun part because I had to enjoy this project that I did right now that is an exhibition. I had this fruit that everybody loved, but they haven't really seen one, or they have, because now with social media and everything, you can see all that. But I have painted these ones that are very unique around the world. It is the cacao.
And Nina did, and your daughter is an artist too, doesn't she? Do
yes,
art
she is. Yes, she does. She's an illustrator, and she lives in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, she's working on illustrating a book right now. So she's very excited about it.
Yeah. So yes. So I'm very happy with the cacao fruit there, because cacao is that chocolate. If you don't know, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So that's where we are.
And I think most people don't know what that looks like either.
Right. We think chocolate grows in a foil wrapper that says Hershey's on it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And it's already sweetened. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
right?
no, it's not good at all.
It is not.
It's full of caffeine. I think it has a little bit of less caffeine than coffee, but it is full of caffeine. If you have see someday and just eat the whole box of chocolate, where you actually probably double of that a cup of coffee in there of caffeine, because it's caffeinated, and chocolate is well known around the world like coffee. And I'm painting now. I guess coffee is everybody paints coffee. Everybody knows.
Oh, for sure. I can see some of your prints ending up in many coffee shops and restaurants.
Oh, that would be very nice. Thank you for saying that. That's a great encouragement words that I hear.
Oh, I think that would be fantastic. Not just for you, but for them.
Right.
To have such beautiful art on their walls. That would be wonderful. And pardon me for doing this, Rodney. I sent you some pictures via text message a little while ago. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was looking for my email. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably should have sent it there, but text message
no problem.
was just faster and easier. But pick one, because I sent you way too many pictures. I just didn't know how to settle on one. So anyway, that birthday pictures, that's what I sent.
There you go.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Anyway, so one of my favorite things about your art, Tere, is knowing that you are doing something you love, that God had already put in you. This is who he created you to be. And doing what you love, God has made you an ambassador to nations.
Thank you. Yeah, that is so true. I unexpectedly, but There's another a little bit of I guess to add now, because I was thinking when I was in Italy, I was saying, okay, I'm here, Lord, and I don't understand the language, much. I do understand when they speak slowly, but when they speak so fast, I'm totally lost. And so I guess that any language is like that, probably the same thing with my Spanish, but
Oh, I'm sure.
I was saying that, okay, I said, and the last night the Lord allowed me to pray with somebody who spoke English, and then this person had a need, and so we ended in talking and praying for situations that God will open the door for this person to continue her work, so yeah, God is always there with people in need. And I was not looking for it, but I was just saying, Lord, what happened here? You have to give it some. I just not came to show my art. It has to be something more deep than that. Sort of like your birthday, that this person felt like he has to pray for, or the other person who was sick. Same thing. The Lord always brings somebody there, whatever I am, and I see it. It doesn't matter what language it is, Japan and Italy, there's we don't speak the same language, but God does.
Yes, he does. He does.
And so he knows the need of the people, and he will bring it to us. And I'm very grateful and honored to go and intercede for others the way that the Lord allowed me to do it. And it is beautiful how he planted all the things in the places that we needed to be in the hours. Oh, he's just amazing Father. He will not leave us, or forsake us. If we are really in his plan, he will come and give us what we need at that right moment. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Yes. And to him be the glory.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you both got to go. That was just, what I think is so special here is that you were going over because of the awards that Aaron's film was winning, and you were just coming along for the ride, and it turns out God had something there that he meant you to be a part of. So look how he got you there. Look how it's just so amazing the way all of our stories work together. Fit together so well. Only God could weave that like that.
Yeah, yes, true.
And the individual, I don't want to interrupt, but and we're not going to disclose anything confidential, important, personal, but the individual to whom Tere was ministering, that God arranged this meeting, was in man's sight at a much higher level of fame and notoriety and status and stuff than we were. So there's no reason you would have expected God to use a little girl from El Salvador in these heady circles to witness to this person and pray for this person. But it was somebody that I could not have reached. It had to be Tere with this individual. God knew what he was doing.
No,
he always does.
When you talk about these type of things, actually, I'm real close friends with, and business partners with a gentleman. His name is James Andrew Luna, and he said that the Lord had actually gave him something that has just never been done in the world. And I mean, it came to him, and he's developing something called Legally Blind. And actually, all of the blind people around the world. And so he says, he's a tailor to the stars. Instead of him making it about him, he made it about the people. And he felt led to actually help people. And now he's going to create, and he actually owns the patent on this, to actually create products that have Braille on them, so that it opens up the market to people who are visually impaired. And so there's going to be a big event, the World Peace Tour, that's going to happen next year. We did the very first coat of arms military fashion show here in La Habra, actually Brea, California. And it was a huge success. He rolled out his new fashion line. And so the things that you're talking about, Teddy, with your art, Aaron, what you're doing with Motor Gospel Ministries. It's a wonderful thing. We're going to be interviewing. And Nina, we got to bring James on and interview him and actually have a deep dive on what he's doing. And, it's like blessings. His family, his actual family, his sister actually owns 90.3 Radio Schwartzbart. Another shameless plug for my award.
Oh,
I have to tell you, I was so appreciative of them. And these are type of things. And then Robin, thank you, Robin. You're so kind. You're so sweet. Appreciate that. And we have a lot of nice comments. And again, thank you very much. Tere, thank you. Appreciate that. Man, the whole thing is, thank you, Elvira, all the wonderful people out there. It's really about community. It really is about taking your gifts. And some people don't even know that they have these gifts. And the Lord blesses and opens up these opportunities like you doing what you need to do. It's an amazing thing, Aaron and Tere. It's great.
I just love how God keeps, weaving, even what you said about his sister owns the radio station. It's like the way God just keeps weaving our lives together. It's amazing.
Right.
That's right. That's right. And so
I interrupted you, Aaron. I'm sorry.
And I would like to actually ask everybody out there. I mean, we have this is kind of like a network, the This Way Network. Again, you're watching the chat session, This Way Network. We're here with Aaron and Tere Schwartzbart. Aaron with Motor Gospel Ministries, his lovely wife. She's an artist and she's his confidant. They've been working like Batman and Robin, doing great things together. Nina's also the co-host, but this is like a real true family, and we support one another. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, I want to ask everybody, please say a prayer for a dear friend of mine who is ill. Her name is Elaine. And so she's going through some health challenges right now. And so we all can support one another through, our talents and things like that. But the most powerful thing we have is prayer. And I'm sure Nina would concur. I'm sure Aaron and everybody. And
Absolutely.
And it's all about us supporting one another. Especially we're here at the holidays again. And we just had Mama Mia on, Miss Mia Powell from Pain Unwasted. She was on with us last week. And so, again, talking about how to actually get through the holidays. And so, but again, we're excited. I'm excited to see, what's next for the new year. And we've got some good things. Aaron, looks like you got something. You got something on your mind. What are you thinking?
Oh yeah. So the last, well, this isn't even the last, some of the stuff that's going on, I can't even talk about yet, but of the things we can talk about, then while we were in Tuscany, Tere watched her art being launched into space on mission NS-27 from Texas, launched from Texas. She watched it on YouTube or a live stream from Tuscany. So now, in addition to being the first Salvadoran artist to be exhibited at the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum, she's also the first Salvadoran artist to fly her art in space. It's a huge, big deal for us.
Now, how did that happen? That's fantastic. Oh my
she knows
goodness. I didn't even know that they take art out in space. Tell us about that.
She knows a rocket scientist who did her a favor.
See, that's Aaron. Aaron's trying to be real modest. He used to work for NASA. So it's good to have that kind of relationship. It's pretty cool. I wish I could have put my little sticker on the side of that rocket. Well,
we'll talk. Yeah. Speaking of networking, it's funny how the network, when I limped into her life 30 years ago, after a big crash in NASCAR, she didn't know NASCAR. She wasn't impressed by NASCAR. She didn't care. It was no big deal to her. And, 30 years later, God has used her in my life in ways that only she could be used. God has used me in her life in ways that only I could be used. And it's nothing that you could have scripted. It's nothing like Jack and Jill. We're two completely different worlds making a life together, and the ways in which we're becoming interwoven in each other's lives. That didn't just stop 30 years ago when we first met. That's still happening today. Like her art launching on Bezos' rocket.
Hey, you can't beat them blessings. Can't beat that.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on
Thank
that.
Mhm.
We
you
have to
so
say
much.
that. Yeah.
Goodbye.
I personally don't know anyone else whose art has gone up in space. Period.
Mhm.
Right?
So,
Oh, thank you for saying that. Well, God is amazing. How
mhm. Oh,
Uh-oh.
we lost the sound.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
He's.
So, oh, okay.
Okay.
You cut out for a minute there and we couldn't hear
Oh,
today.
I just
So,
said I'm so grateful what the Lord is doing. It really is not about what we do. It is about what He does through us,
yes.
and
Mhm.
really through
Yes.
Him be the. I mean, for Him is the glory, not for us, because
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
the one who go for us first. Yeah.
Mm.
When
Yes.
he this is the first, I'm not talking about that. When I was doing this piece, and it's very big.
Mhm.
Ronnie, you have seen this.
Yep.
And so these are my postcards. And I was just saying, what am I doing with this? Nobody gonna like it. I said that to me, and I felt like the Holy Spirit was saying, stop saying that. You haven't not seen yet. Well, now I have. And this is for him, because the Lord see our witness when we are doing things that we're not so sure. I mean, you're
Mhm.
gonna like this color, these things, and this
Mhm.
fruit that nobody really want to display it on their their living rooms, or
Mhm.
any place.
Mhm.
As there is too different. Well, the Lord just said, go ahead, do it. So I did it. And but even though when I was very insecure, and I in our lowest moments, God come to rescue us, and encourage us to continue
Mhm.
doing what He has calling us to do. So for all
Mhm.
of us who being there, and for those who are going through any hard time, God is with
Mhm.
you, and He will take you through whatever storm you are living, or it doesn't matter. He is stronger than the storm. He is
That's
God.
right.
The power of
Absolutely.
God, we have to believe it. So I just want to share that for because it remind me that when we feel so insecure of ourselves, that we
Mhm.
say, oh
Mhm.
no, I don't want to do this, but God calling me to do, I has to do it, because it is
Mhm.
a call. It's not my,
Mhm.
Mhm.
it's not for me. It is for Him. So yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
And
when
when
she,
we answer
go ahead.
that call, God takes us out walking on the water.
Absolutely,
Right.
I
yes.
mean, just
Yes,
doing thrilling things that we never would have dreamed of.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yes.
And
So,
when she did it, this is one of her masterworks, Pseudocarpo Uno and Pseudocarpo Dos. This is Uno. This is like 4 feet tall. This is a huge project for
Yeah.
her.
Wow.
Big piece. I saw
She
that.
spent like 2 years in the studio working on these pieces, not exhibiting for 2 years. 2 years shut up in the studio
Mhm.
working on these
yeah,
pieces, like Noah working on a boat when there wasn't a drop of water in sight,
I've
doubting
been
Right.
herself,
there.
but believing that God called her to do
Mhm.
that. And it's very easy for us in retrospect to see it now, but at that
Mhm.
during that 2 year period working on these pieces, not knowing if anybody was going to like them, she hadn't yet gone to
Mm,
Tokyo. She
thank
hadn't been
you.
to
Yeah,
Montrose. They debuted at Montrose at White Gallery, where Rodney came and made a commercial with her and stuff. Did
Yeah.
a gracious
Yeah.
interview and such.
Mhm.
But she didn't know any of that was coming when she was in the studio for 2 years. She didn't know that this was going to be a huge conversation piece amongst all kinds of elites that don't know from El Salvador. And they thought cashews grew in a can at Vaughn's. They didn't know anything about this story about a truckload of Marañón fruit just to
yeah.
make one. That
Mhm.
that has turned out to be huge for her. She trusted God though for 2 years without any
Mhm.
confirmation, and it should be an amazing
Oh,
encouragement if you're in the midst of
yeah.
something and not know. Oh, sir, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, and Nina, I was looking for your little picture, but I never got your picture. So I don't know
Oh,
where you
Oh
text me.
no.
Yeah,
So I sent
we're
it to
gonna
you in a
have to
text message. Should I send it to you on Messenger or do you want it in an email?
either or. We got a couple. I'm gonna try to get you at least one in
Okay.
before we.
Let me
I had one. I just want to get one of your. Give me your best picture of your deal of your birthday.
oh
I'll see if
gosh.
I can get that in.
Rodney,
But
that's like
Aaron,
asking me to choose my favorite child.
uh-oh, that's right. That's right. Well, Aaron, it's great to see all of the things, and I know that there's even brighter things coming in 2025 because we all are doing our best to keep working and striving for it. And we also want to encourage all of our viewers out there to make sure that, you keep believing your dream and keep going for it and keep, and just keep praying and asking the Lord to open up doors. And, times are wasting. So nobody's getting any younger. Every day we are moving closer to glory. And so got to keep things rolling. We really got to keep things rolling. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that's what it's all about. And
there
so,
it is. Okay.
yep. So I'm going to try to slide in one picture. I'm actually
There.
doing
There's my 3 favorites. I sent you my 3 favorites. You have to pick.
Okay, I'm going to try to do some production. Carry on. I'll be back.
Yeah, we've got about 10 minutes left, so he's got a little time to figure
great.
that out.
Okay.
Sorry, we should have done this before. I should have done it before today.
No
anyway.
biggie.
And I'm sure my friends are going to be, when they find out, their pictures just made it to, but they're already on Facebook, so they're everywhere.
Awesome.
There you go. Did you get
really
release
good
sign? Did you get a release sign? There you go. There you go.
But you know what? I figure if they show up in a public restaurant and, it's public. It's public.
There you go.
Right.
Public fun.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I got it.
Trying to see one that I like.
It was. I wish I could show you all of them because it was so much fun to see how they took the idea and ran with it. One lady was wearing a little flowered dress and a big white, because it was cold that day, y'all. It was the coldest day of the year we've had so far. It got down to 9 degrees. 9 degrees overnight.
Wow.
Yes, in Alabama. I mean, that doesn't.
I didn't know you got much snow there.
Here.
Wow.
We don't usually. Yeah,
okay.
We don't. And we weren't even having snow. We were just having cold. Just very, very cold.
Wow.
So she was wearing one of those down vests, a white down vest over her flowered dress. And she had one of her mother's fur collars. Remember when ladies used to wear those? And of course, several of us were wearing pearls. We had to have the pearls. So she had a little hat on. It was so cute. I think I sent you that picture, Rodney. And then, but then of course, you've got the other ladies from the retirement home who, they'll put on the pearls and stuff, but they're also wearing their house slippers, because they want to be comfortable.
That's funny.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I really like one that you posted with kind of with a feathers scarf. I don't know.
Yes.
Your name for
I think I'm in one of those pictures. Yeah, I have to tell you about that bright pink feather boa.
Love that color.
My sister sent me that years ago. I think it was when I turned 50. So it's been around for a while. But she also sent me this little tiara that said, birthday girl or something on it. And the year that she sent it to me, my birthday was on a Sunday. And she told me when she sent it to me, you have to wear it on your birthday to church. And I think she thought I wasn't going to do it. She was like, and if you do it, you have to take a picture and send it to me. So I thought, well, you can't be one-upped by your sister, So yes, I did it. And I took a picture and I sent it to her. And then the next big birthday she had, I sent her the boa and the tiara and said, your turn.
That's awesome.
So we've sent it back and forth, but it's still getting use. And I bring it out every time one of my friends is having a birthday celebration. I bring it out and say, here, you need to wear this while you're at your birthday celebration.
Wow.
It's beautiful color, and it goes so well with you. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think that's the reason my sister sent it, because she knows I like that color. And thanks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
But
while we're waiting for Rodney to get that picture
yeah,
up,
I'm
Rodney had
trying to
asked
get it.
for
Yeah.
prayers for
Okay.
Elaine for a prompt
Yeah.
recovery. I'd like to also ask for prayers for the people in North Carolina and some in Eastern
Hmm.
Tennessee who are still living in devastation.
Wow.
That's right.
And yes, there are literally thousands of people who lost their homes, and
Hmm.
winter is coming. They have nothing now. They didn't just lose their house like as in it's damaged. I mean, their house was swept away and
Wow.
everything in it.
Wow.
And many of them lost family members as well. And so ever since September 27th, when it happened, they're still living with the effects all around them, seeing that
Hmm.
piles and piles of debris everywhere and seeing pieces
Yep.
of their lives as they used to be in those piles.
Wow.
And
And
many of them
that's
don't
in
have shelter, they don't have a place to go.
hmm that's in
Go ahead,
Asheville,
Rodney.
North Carolina. That's in Asheville, North Carolina.
Huh.
It's in
Huh.
Western North Carolina. It's much more than
West.
just Asheville. Yeah, the
Okay.
area that's affected, just to give
It
you
was huge.
some perspective here, yes, the area affected is about the size of the country of Belgium.
Wow.
Wow.
So we're not talking about a small area here.
So
It's
it's Asheville
huge,
and much more than Asheville. It's
much
Asheville is
more than
one.
just Asheville. Yeah,
Listen.
the
That's
whole
right.
Swananoa Valley. Um, yeah, so much of several counties
Huh.
involved in
Yep.
that. And people are homeless now. They don't have a place to go. They don't have shelter. They're trying to some of them are sleeping in tents outdoors on their land because they don't want to lose their land. And they're
Hmm.
afraid that, if they leave their land, that it's going to come in and be condemned and they won't have it
Wow.
anymore.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
So, yeah, but many of them just have nothing, but they're still there, and they're living with the evidence of all this devastation still around them, and their
Wow.
whole lives completely changed. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
cannot think of the trauma impact
No.
that
Right.
would have been on so
Yeah.
many people. So
Right.
I was so touched by what was going on there. Even after
Hmm.
it first happened, that I prayed, I said, Lord, I know if I went to try and help muck out some of the mud out of some of these homes, or, um,
Hmm. Yeah.
help receive donations and stock
Hmm.
things for them and so forth, I would actually probably be a liability. Let's face it. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need to go there and have them have to teach me or
Right.
cater to me because I'm just not up to the task,
Right.
probably
That's
physically,
wise.
for what's needed. So I asked God instead, what can I do? What can be my part
Hmm.
in this to
Wow.
help? And God started talking to me about, well, they're going to need to get the word out. People need to know what's happening here. So I've been sharing posts on Facebook about that. And
Hmm.
many of them, I have to tell you this part, are the God stories. Because in
Yeah.
spite of all of that devastation and damage, maybe because of it, God has really shown up in Western North Carolina, and there is revival happening all over the land. People
Oh.
are talking very freely about God, about what He means to them, how thankful they are. And
Hmm.
it's just tremendous what is happening there. And my
Nina.
prayer,
Oh, I'm sorry,
as
Nina. Go
God
ahead.
brings people, yeah, I was just going to say, God's bringing people from all over the country to help in that area. And then they go
Mhm.
back home, and a lot of them come back again because they said, because the need is still there. But not just that, they want to be where God is doing something. And it's evident to them that God is doing something there.
Wow.
You know
So
what,
please
Nina?
pray for
Maybe
those people. Go ahead,
and
Rodney.
you know what? And thinking about it, maybe we have to talk to Mike to see if we could do something here on the This Way Network. We have a broadcast channel. Maybe we could do some type of a fundraiser. Maybe we could do something
Oh,
like
that
that.
would be amazing.
And bring people on, interview them, and have a running
Hmm.
donation
Hmm.
thing where people can donate because the holidays are coming, and it would mean
Yeah.
a lot to families. Even little things. And so you never know how the Lord could bless us and move that forward. And so I think I have your picture. Here you go, Nina. Is that it? There we
Oh,
go.
yes.
Yeah.
There they are. There they
On a little
are.
happier note.
Wow,
There you go.
that's
So
And
amazing.
I know you can't see it, the lady who's wearing the white bathrobe, she also had a few pink curlers in her hair.
yeah, oh
She
yeah,
said,
you
you
can
know,
see it.
every old lady every once in a while forgets
You
to
know.
take one out. So,
Yep. That's for
Wow.
sure. That's for sure. And
oh,
I
yeah.
have to throw in my picture from my wonderful night. But thank you again.
Oh,
Ready?
very
Yay.
cool.
There you go. That
Congratulations.
was that we were at a restaurant called Azteca, and it's in downtown Garden Grove, and it is actually a Elvis museum. It's a restaurant and Elvis museum. There is so many incredible pictures inside this place. If you get a chance, Aaron, you got to take Tere down. I know you guys love Mexican
All
food.
right,
We
I
love
like
food.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really good Mexican food. But
What
there are things in there that the owner, the first owner actually created the museum. It was a lovely lady who actually just recently bought the restaurant, but she's adding more and more things. But this guy that owned it originally went around the nation buying some of the rarest Elvis memorabilia. And if you
Wow.
look up in the ceiling, and they're huge posters of Elvis,
Wow.
you know, like the concert posters of
Wow,
Elvis,
wow.
they're
Yeah.
all over the ceiling. It's all
Huh.
Elvis. So one last little plug. This is the group here. This is a group shot of everybody from family
Cool.
members and of all of us there at the restaurant. And actually the wonderful lady in the orange little coach, that's the actual owner of the restaurant. She joined in on the shot. And again, there you go, everybody. Ta-da, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But that's it, you know. But you
And
know,
that
we were
radio station is not
Hmm?
to interrupt too much, but to give props to that station. I thought it was, I married into El Salvador. I'm an honorary Salvi for 30 years, but I don't speak much Spanish. So I didn't
Hmm?
pay that much attention to the station, even though y'all
Yeah.
graciously gave us an interview on there and stuff, because
Mhm.
I wasn't that interested, I thought, in the music. And then I listened to them a little bit, and they play all kinds of old school R&B and stuff in English. It's
That's
not
right.
right. It's kind of a really
That's right.
eclectic blend.
Well, it's a radio station it's a bilingual radio station, so they play English content and Spanish content. And so Marie, she actually has her favorite show, which is called The Party Train, and I am the Party Train news reporter. So
Very
I do world news, local news, and national news. But the key thing about it is there is really great music, and her husband Victor, believe it or not, he was the one who found Selma Hayek. He was the one who helped Selma Hayek start her
Wow.
career.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
and he's a huge legend in the Latin broadcast world. He had like one of the number one talk shows and things like that. So he's a legend, Victor Mendez. He's a great guy, and just a giant in broadcast, and just a real blessed man to have done all the things that. And there were some other wonderful people that showed up that night to the gathering, and so really cool stuff. Really cool
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Beautiful illustration of the melting pot that is America, right? They have Spanish
Mm-hmm.
and English side by side.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's been wonderful. I have to tell you, and there's probably more to come, and we just have to keep praying for everybody. And so I have to tell you, I've had a wonderful time. I'll just double check, and there's been wonderful comments. Thank you, everybody, for all the great comments and everything that you shared in and said thank you. And we really appreciate everybody out there. Thank you so much.
We certainly do. And congratulations to both the Schwartzbarts on
Yeah.
all the
Thank
wonderful
you.
things.
Thank
And
you.
Yes,
thank you for
so
having us.
fantastic. Oh,
Yeah,
we're
for
so
sure.
glad you came. We're so glad you came. And anytime you want to come back, you're welcome.
Good,
We would
good,
love to
Thank you
have
so much.
you.
Just let us know.
good. Stay tuned for the one thing I told you I can't talk about yet. I hope I'll be able to announce soon. Stay tuned for that. And then my first act as the president of the Hollywood office of the International Police Award Arts Festival is we can't cut the trophy up into 300 pieces. but
Right.
there are about 300 of you that we have to thank for this movie and where we are for this trophy. Basically, this is your trophy. So
That's right.
our first thing is going to have a thank you banquet for 300 people here in Hollywood around this award. You know, in approximately May or something like that. And of course,
Wonderful.
both of you will be invited. This is your trophy too. So stay tuned for the announcement of some kind of a thank you banquet for the 300 people that have contributed to this award.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
That'll be fantastic.
Congratulations.
Can't wait to have you back and hear more about that.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Rodney, congratulations to you on that fantastic award. So happy
Yeah.
for you about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I really appreciate that. And again, I'm really praying that the best is yet to come, and looking forward to it being a bright holiday season, a safe holiday season, and an empowering, so that we all can prepare and pray into a brand new season for 2025. Whatever you didn't get accomplished in 2024, don't worry about it. Lord's blessing. Lord's got a new day every day, a new dawn. And so we can look forward to that. And so I guess on that note, Nina, I guess I'm going to let you wrap it up. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Teddy, for being on. Again, everybody, you've been watching the This Way Network right here. And it is the chat session. I'm going to let Nina close us out.
And as always, everyone, be of good courage. God is with us, and we aren't alone. Bye,
That's right.
everybody.
Bye-bye. God bless you
Happy
guys.
birthday.
God bless.